This is Tony from Historic American Homes. This is my favorite books, The National Builder Construction Details of 1920. This morning I was browsing around on Pinterest, and for those of you that are interested, I'll put a link in this video description for my Pinterest page. Well, anyway, this morning I saw this lovely drawing here of a paneled vestibule. And then I noticed down below there were also several other pages apparently from the same book, the National Builder Construction Details book. So I thought that looked promising, so I headed over to archive.org. If you don't know archive.org, you'll find a link for that as well. It's a great resource for anybody interested in historic books on architecture. I went to advanced search, and where it says title, I typed in the title. And then where it says media type, I selected texts and clicked on the search button. And it brought up two listings that seemed to be identical. So I picked the black and white one. Sometimes they have better resolution. Could check both. And there was the book. Beautiful book, full of really nice details. So if you're owning a historic house and you want to do some work on it or restore it or whatever, you want to understand its construction as best you can before you get started so that the work you do is sympathetic to the original construction. Also, if you're planning on building a new house that's got a historic feel to it, or that you hope will have a historic feel to it, this is a great way to learn how these building elements were originally done. Now, they may not be completely adaptable to modern construction techniques. You may have to make changes to accommodate things like thicker walls for more insulation, but nonetheless, this gives you a great grounding in the original styles. Like, look at this design for a dormer window. We see that we've got the section on one side, on the left side, and the elevation on the right side. And we can get from this the right proportions for a historic looking dormer. Too often dormers on new buildings are much too chunky and heavy looking for the houses they're on. You'll see, for example, on this dormer, the section B here, we see the section B jamb. It's cutting through the jamb, and the window comes right up to the edge of the wall, the side wall of the dormer. There's the window frame, and it's right up against the side wall of the dormer. And if you look again at the elevation, you'll see that the space from the edge of the window to the corner is quite narrow. Now, if you look at historic examples of dormers, you'll see that's usually the case. And if you look at modern examples, you'll see that there's usually too much space here, which makes the dormer look chunky and too heavy. So there's an example of how you can get good detailing out of these. There's also a two-story bay that's very promising. So anyway, this is a new list to my favorite books. And I'm also going to show you, I definitely recommend that you sign up. It's free to sign up. There's a spot in the upper right corner where you can sign up. And of course, if you're in a position to donate a little bit of funds to support the organization, it's a nonprofit and it needs all the help it can get. So anyway, even if you aren't donating, on many of the books, you can download a copy. Some of the books you can't because they're copyright. You can only look at them on the website. But this is an old book and it's available for downloading. So down here, there's a link for PDF. I downloaded the PDF copy for myself, for my own library. That way I have access to it even when I'm not online. Anyway, there's a great resource for you. Explore archive.org and you'll find all kinds of wonderful resources for historic architecture. I hope this was useful to you all, and have a great day. Bye-bye.